The first step in figuring out whether you should or can contribute to an FSA and how you would use it is simply figuring out what you can use it for. So we're going to put a link in the show notes to eligible FSA expenses. And there's a lot of over-the-counter items that you're going to find when we go further into this episode. But for now, I want to talk about actual health expenses for your care. And you can see if you're looking on screen, categories of FSA eligible expenses: health insurance co-pays, costs for office visits, co-insurance payments, and deductibles are all eligible expenses for FSAs. Dental work, vision expenses, eyeglasses, and prescription contact lenses, prescriptions, therapy and counseling services, although marriage and family counseling does not apply, chiropractic care and acupuncture, hospital fees, surgery and diagnostic services, allergy testing. If you're looking through this list, it's basically saying that almost anything you can think of that's an out-of-pocket health expense is potentially eligible for an FSA. So what I would encourage you to do once you look at these eligible expenses is to look over or think of the past years for you and your family's health and try to plot out a plan for what you know you could potentially use an FSA for. For example, I know that there's going to be a small copay that I pay every single year if I'm going to go see my primary care physician. The same is true for my wife, for my son. My son also has allergies and asthma, so there's out-of-pocket costs that we pay for his medication, where it's mostly covered by insurance, but it might cost us $15 or $20 for an inhaler. It also might cost us out of pocket to take a specialist visit, like to go see an allergist when it comes to his year-to-year health expenses. I also am someone who wears glasses, so I know that every single year or every other year, I'm going to not only have to pay for an eye exam, I also may have to pay to update the prescriptions in the frames that I already have, which is an added expense. And if I can have an idea for what that estimate looks like, I have at least established a baseline of costs that I'm already going to have to pay for that I could save taxes on by putting that money pre-tax into an FSA first. The next step beyond your care expenses is to plot out your regular purchases that may be eligible for FSA use. We've talked about this in past episodes of the podcast, where the easiest way that I've found to make over-the-counter purchases that are eligible for an FSA is to dig around a large retailer's FSA store. So we've talked about it based on your retailer of preference. You may be an Amazon person, you may be a Walmart person, you may be a person who has decided against being a Target person, but whatever your fancy, all of those larger retailers are going to have sections of their website that are FSA and HSA eligible items. So for example, if you're looking on screen, we're looking at Amazon's FSA store. You can see categories such as over-the-counter medication, children's cold and allergy medicine, digestive health, seasonal allergies, and you can go through all portions of this website and you can plot out, okay, I can get Tylenol, I can get Advil cold and sinus, I can get Motrin, you can get your vitamins, you can get your feminine things, right? So there's a whole lot of stuff on this site that you'd be surprised that you can buy, that you have to buy every month or every other month, that you can just go ahead and get with your FSA. So if you familiarize yourself with those things, it will trigger you to, hey, instead of buying this stuff and going to the store and paying more for it, I can just go straight to Amazon and purchase it from there.